Hello everybody, how are you today? So I am really excited today. It is my birthday, it is Labor Day, and we're going to wait just a few minutes. We have a few people that are joining us in just a few minutes. I'm excited to let those people join us. So if you're new to the show, you can type love and your name and where you're from so that I can welcome you and say hello. If you are not new to the show, go ahead and give a shout out, hello, that you're here. And if you want to give me some birthday love, go ahead and tap those little hearts by just tapping on your screen. If you're new to Periscope, I have a weekly show, and I'll tell you a little bit about who I am. I'll tell you a little bit about some of the people that I'm learning from. And today we're going to talk a little bit about how to celebrate yourself. Because all too often, I started this topic on Friday, all too often, actually Sunday, people don't know how to celebrate themselves. I find that people are great at celebrating others, but not necessarily great at celebrating themselves. Hey Jan, hello Philippe, nice to see you. Daphne, not sure if you're on there today. Hi Mick, nice to see you. Welcome to the show. So my name is Monika Zands. Thank you for those hearts. I am a business consultant, I'm a life coach, and I like to say cool shit, look for cool shit, and do cool shit. So if you're a person that likes cool shit, does cool shit, or says cool shit, then go ahead and share a little bit about some of the cool things that you have going on in your world, in your life, the things you're excited about. That adds to the show, that adds to what we're talking about, and it helps me get to know you, because what I've learned in Periscope is it's a really great platform to not just be watched. It's a great platform to do the interacting. That chat at the bottom is one of the most unique features in live broadcasting that there is, and the ability to connect with people that you may or may not know is an incredible opportunity. So, you know, those of you who are on Facebook, those of you who are on LinkedIn, so often it feels one-sided. Like you may know the people that are your friends that are involved, but you may not have an intimate relationship or a close relationship or really get to know the people that are out in the ether, getting to know you, getting to find you. So if that's you, go ahead and share a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you're excited about, what's important to you. Go ahead and do that now. Just share a little bit down in the bottom, chat it up a little bit. What is important to you? What's exciting to you? Why you're here today? What you're up to today? We'll wait for a couple of people to do that. Sometimes my screen gets a little bit stuck, so for some reason. Hello, Montreal. You want to be successful in life. Awesome. Thank you, Philippe. Nice to see that. That's great. So being successful in life is a pretty tall order. A lot of people like to talk about wanting success in life, but they're not necessarily willing to do the work that it takes. They actually don't even know what it takes, what kind of work it takes. So for those of you who also want to be successful in life, go ahead and tap those hearts and share your successes in life or what you're excited to be successful about. Hey Talia, nice to see you. I like to be creative. What kind of creativity do you like to do? Do you like to do music? Do you like to do art? Or creative in business? Music. Awesome. Yeah, I wondered if maybe Mike or Music Mike or something. That's really awesome. What kind of music do you do? Okay, good. Music and art. Beautiful. So if you play any instruments, go ahead and tap the hearts. Those are awesome ways to share a little bit. I like to travel and see the world with my family. Me too. Drums, love percussion. It's really, really awesome. So today we're going to talk about celebrating you. And the reason that this topic, is so important to me, sorry about that, getting used to some new equipment here. The reason that that topic is so important to me is because in life, if we don't celebrate ourselves, we could walk through life experiencing that we don't have access to the things that we want to have access to. If we don't celebrate people, then very often people don't recognize their value and they don't necessarily stand inside of the value that they bring to others or the value that they bring to the world, because they don't see the value when they're not celebrated or when their contributions aren't celebrated. So And a lot of times people really need a reason. So for example, if it's your birthday or if it's an occasion or if it's a holiday or if it's someone that's being celebrated for something, a raise, a promotion, something, then they value it or they accept it. But so often people have a hard time accepting what they are being celebrated for because they don't have that reason. So let's talk about 3 reasons that you can celebrate yourself, or what there is to be celebrated for. So number 1 reason, in my opinion, is that each of us have a unique purpose on the planet. So being celebrated for what you do, what you love, or what you are that's unique to you is a very important thing to remember. So Mike, if it's something about music or art, when you're doing that music and art, that's something to celebrate. Celebrating the time that you take to do it, celebrating possibly giving that art away, possibly taking a picture and posting it on Facebook or some sort of social media, and sharing with the world the art that so naturally comes to you, but is something, I don't play drums, although I would love to be able to, so I'm intrigued and fascinated by people that can do that. I, on the other hand, am a painter. And so often the only time I give myself permission to do the painting is when I'm actually sitting down with my children and doing an art project with them. But the truth is, when I sit down, a whole other side of my brain, my heart, my excitement, my expression opens up. So that's number 1, is share the unique gifts, celebrate your unique gifts, and share them with the world. Find one platform, one way, whether it's social media, whether it's through a picture, to share that medium of your creative expression or your unique gift on the planet. Number 2 is write a list of the things that you do like to celebrate or like to be celebrated for, because we don't tend to ask people to celebrate us if we don't have access to what there is to celebrate about us. So have you ever been in a relationship where there are people that you think should know you well enough that they should be able to do what you need or what you would want, but you get frustrated or you become resentful or you get limited in your relationship with them, or edgy in your relationship, sandpapery is what I like to call it, because you feel like they just don't respond to you or they're not doing what you want them to do. But so often it's just so easy to ask. But if you don't know the things in your life that you wish to be celebrated for, how are you going to really ask for those things to be celebrated? It could be a win in your job. It could be a win in your life. It could be overcoming a hurdle. I know that this past summer, I was training for a very big 100-mile bike race, and I had a severe accident and wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do the race. But my celebration wasn't that I was able to do the race. I had to postpone it for the year. My celebration was I committed to that race. Even though I wasn't riding it this year, I got to be on the crew supporting people riding it, and I got to ride on the course to prep my mindset, my heart, and my body for what the race was going to entail next year. That was worth celebrating. So I got to share with my family what I was excited about, what I was envisioning on the finish line of next year when they're running up through the finish line with their mom cheering for me, regardless of what time I get that I've finished this incredible race. So if I don't tell them that, if I don't share that with them, it could be very difficult for them to recognize that that's important for me. So number 2 is really making that list of the things that you feel you'd like to be celebrated for, that you celebrate yourself about, and then start sharing it. And the final tip of the day about how to celebrate yourself is really listening to people around you. What are people doing and what are people saying that you find worthy of celebration? When you are celebrating others, when you're out and about seeing someone being sung happy birthday to, and you give a little smile, you clap a little bit, you join in the singing of the happy birthday, you've contributed to the overall experience and lifting someone's spirits. So those are the 3 important ways that you can really work on celebrating. I'll go over those one more time. So number 1 is recognizing the unique gift that you are and celebrating it. Number 2 is making a list of all the things that you would like to be celebrated for or that you celebrate about yourself. And number 3 is joining in on celebrating something outside of you or someone outside of you in either a social media, out in the world, at a restaurant, singing along, smiling along, or just finding a no reason to celebrate day. Sometimes I send people, my husband came up with this term, ninja love bombs. And what I do is if someone pops into my consciousness, into my mind, I thought about them for a reason. And I don't overlook that like, oh, they came into my mind and I forget about them. If they came into my mind, maybe they're needing something a little bit, or maybe I came into their mind as well. And so that synchronicity gets to be celebrated. So I'll reach out with a little Facebook message or a little text, and I'll help celebrate something. Hey, just thinking about you, you crossed my mind, wanted to send you a little bit of love today, hope you're doing well. And those moments are priceless because you never know if you're tapping into someone at an emotional day. You never know if you're tapping into someone in a difficult day. You never know if you're tapping into someone in a moment where they're exuberant and excited to share it with you and you tap in. So don't take for granted that those moments are just moments that are coincidences. Take those moments and take initiative so that you can celebrate someone today. So that is What's the Scoop. I am Monika. As you know, I am a business consultant, a life coach, and I'm committed to people living their greatest life, living their unique gifts on the planet. So if you have a unique gift, please tune in to other things of what I'm up to so that you can share a little bit more about who you are, what your gifts are, so you can be celebrated. You can do that by going to my website at monikazands.com. You can do that by going to Twitter and looking at my live feed. You can join me at Instagram. You can get on our discussion boards. You can read my blogs. I'm all about positivity, inspiration, motivation, and getting shit handled, doing things in your life that are important to you and making sure that people in the world know it's important to you. So don't forget to share that with the world. Don't take for granted that people know. I'm Monika, and remember, see your greatness, be your greatness, and pay it forward. I'll talk to you all soon. Mwah!